Hey guys, this is Brad.
And this is Mary.
And welcome to Fitness Tested.
So this week we're going to be talking all about nutrition and why it's important to take on longer runs and harder efforts. So we're going to break down the different types that we have at all of our locations and what we like and what we don't like about all of them.
Make sure to like and subscribe to follow our videos and to make sure you keep up with all our latest content.
So we're just going to jump right in. I'm going to start with Honey Stinger. I'm going to start with the gels first and kind of explain what I like about them and why I like Honey Stinger a little bit more than Goo. So Honey Stinger is going to be a little bit of a thinner consistency with this Goo here, or this gel. So what I like is they are kind of a nice neutral flavor. The Honey Stinger Gold is just going to be straight honey. They do have other flavors too, so they do have some fruit flavors. But I like that since this is a little bit thinner, I don't necessarily have to take water with it. So I'm not a huge fan of carrying water with me while I'm out running. I'd rather prefer to find water on a route or just not have any. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that for everybody to try. I would say find what works best for you. For me, what I like to do is I carry one or two of these in my hand while I'm out on my long run, and I take one usually about 45 minutes to an hour in, and it really does kind of give me a good boost for my second half of my run. Again, I like that it just goes down a little bit easier and I don't have to take water with it. So that's my main reason why I like Honey Stinger a little bit more than Goo. I will say that Goo has better flavors than honey, so if you like something that has a variety of different flavors or something with a little bit of a stronger flavor, I would try Goo out and see what works best for you.
So I actually am one of the outliers where I carry water with me on almost every run that I go on. And so for me, the Goos are actually a pretty easy option. There's a lot of flavors, there's a lot of different options. Goo's been around for almost 30 years now. They really have everything kind of dialed in. And what you get with both products is you're going to get roughly 100 calories. I know that there are some variances, 10 calories or so, but most of the time you're going to get around 100 calories. I'm a real big fan of the raspberry lemonade. This is a new flavor that just came out. They're really easy to carry. They're something that you can just throw in your pocket. You do take one of these every 30 to 40 minutes, take it with water, and then it really just gives you that energy burst a little bit towards the end of the long runs. So that's kind of the gels that we carry. Now we'll talk through some other options as well. So some people don't like the consistency of a gel, regardless of the consistency of the brand. A lot of people just don't like gels. So we've got some other options as well. So why don't you dive into the chews?
Yeah. So the Honey Stinger has two different types of chews. They have the performance chews and the energy chews here. So the main difference is that the performance chews are going to have caffeine. So this will definitely give you a little bit of an energy boost. It just has a nice little effect of some immediate energy through the caffeine there. Otherwise, they do have different flavors as well. So these I would recommend if you are on a longer run or you feel like you're out on a long course like a marathon, or you're going to be on your feet for a very long time and you feel like you need food in your system. So for some people, again, they can't take gels because they feel like they need some food in their stomach. The other thing that I like about these is in the summertime when it's really, really hot, I'll actually throw these in the freezer and freeze them. And then I can suck on them while I'm running. And it's just kind of a nice little extra bonus when it's really miserable out and you don't want to be out running. So I do like that you can kind of, freeze them if you want to try that too. And it just kind of helps release the energy and the calories a little bit slower.
And one of the things that I like about the chews too is that they have the consistency of like a gummy bear.
Yes.
But it doesn't stick to your teeth like gummy bears do. So, I mean, they're nice because you get that pop of flavor, but you don't have it just stuck in your teeth all the time.
For
so
sure.
That's another thing that I really like about the chews as well. So for me, again, I do carry something with me on almost every run. So if you are someone who is able to carry a bottle or have a hydration pack or something like that, another really good option, good convenient option, are going to be drink mixes. So these are actually both powdered drink mixes. Both of these go into a 20 to 22 ounce bottle. So if you're a cyclist or something like that, most of the time you're going to have a bottle. Or we do have hydration packs here at the store that you can put these into. Both of these are actually 200 calories. So really a lot of good calories. You drink about you drink one of these about every hour. So Tailwind and Goo Roctane, both are going to be pretty comparable as far as the flavors go, as far as the overall makeup goes. Some of the things you are going to want to look at though is the sugar content. So Tailwind does tend to have a little bit more sugar than what Roctane does. And so for, if you're averse to, like added sugars, that sort of thing, you want to explore your options and make sure you kind of try some things before that long race day comes up and you're just going to go with what has worked in training. Try some different options on how you can make that work.
For sure. The other thing that I would recommend is if you are having a big race come up, be sure to do some research and find out what they're going to have on course. It is super important to train with what you're going to have. So if you need to bring your own fuel with you and have enough to get through a marathon, a half marathon, a 50K or something longer. Again, this is for folks who both run and walk. So remember, if you're going to be walking a half marathon, you're going to be on your feet for a very long time. So you might want to have a variety of different options. So the last thing I want to mention with Honey Stinger is going to be the Honey Stinger waffles. So these are really good, again, if you feel like you need some food in your stomach or you want something that's a little bit different. So if you aren't a fan of Goo or the chews that kind of have that gummy bear consistency, I would recommend the waffles here. I actually take these before my long runs as well. When I've had a really long week or I didn't do a great job fueling the night before, I will eat one of these, as little as 5 minutes before I go out. And they are easy on the stomach, so I can feel like I can eat them and, continue to go out and have a good time. So I definitely recommend these, again, if you feel like you need fuel or you need actual food in the middle of your run. And these would just be some options to consider.
One of the things that we're about to hit on now is going to be electrolytes. Salt is one of the key ingredients to making sure that your muscles retain all the moisture in to make sure that you're optimizing your performance. And so we're middle of March right now. It's going to start to get hot at some point. So that's one of the things that we're trying to work with a lot of people on, is making sure you understand electrolytes. We'll talk through a couple of different options. For me, again, I go on a lot of longer runs. I'm out 20 to 30 miles at a time. So I use a product from Salt Stick called the Salt Stick Electrolyte Caps. These are a capsule. Basically what you're getting is you're getting 190 milligrams of sodium in these capsules. I have never really had an issue with them. They've got some really good micronutrients as well. And so this is a really good option for if you get up late and you haven't really done a good job hydrating the day before, but you need those electrolytes in. Just pop one of these in right before you go run. You're getting 190 milligrams of sodium, and it's really easy on the stomach. They are buffered. It's a buffered electrolyte salt, so it is a little bit different than your normal table salt. And then Mary will talk about the chews and Nuun.
For sure, yeah. So the Salt Stick Electrolyte Chews here are another really good option when it's really, really hot out. They do help with heat stress, and they can also help with cramping. So if you are going into track season and you are out there all day and you haven't done a great job of hydrating and you don't want to feel the repercussions the next day, I recommend taking these before bed. They definitely can help with cramps if you're prone to them during the night. And they, again, also help with heat stress. So when it's really, really hot out, I recommend taking 1 or 2 of these before you go run. It definitely helped me this last summer. I think the hottest run that I did was over 100 degrees. Again, would not recommend, but if you need to get a run in and you feel like you don't have much else of an option, I would definitely recommend giving these a try. They do taste kind of like Smarties or they do have a really tart flavor to them. They are really good. I definitely recommend trying all the different flavors and finding out which one you like the most. The other thing that I'd recommend would be Nuun here. So they have a whole bunch of different types. This is the Nuun Sport. So this one doesn't have any caffeine in it. They do have ones that are caffeinated as well. But what I like about Nuun is they don't have much sugar. I think this one has maybe 1 gram is what it says. So not a lot. So this is a lot better than, I would say, Gatorade, Powerade, anything that's going to have a huge amount of sugar in it. Number 1, because it's really bad for your teeth, but 2, it can be really hot on your stomach. So I would definitely recommend these over something that has a lot of sugar and can kind of upset you. So these I actually drink year round. I know a lot of people only drink them in the summertime when it's really hot and you are prone to sweating more. But I tend to get really cold in the wintertime and I don't drink So that can be a big problem for me. And then, you know, that leads to poor performance later. So I like to have these. You can have them either hot or cold. So they do taste good with both. You can make a Nuun tea, which is really good, or you can just make them in cold water as well. So they do have a variety of different flavors. They've got sport, rest, vitamins, caffeine, that sort of thing. So they have a variety of different options that can meet a lot of different needs.
And for me, I'm a parent of 4 kids, and one of the things that's really important to me is when my kids are in sports is making sure they've got those electrolytes. And so I don't buy Gatorade. I mean, a lot of what I'm going to do is either Nuun or Salt Stick. Both of these products I do trust for my kids. I've got kids from between 17 and 6. And so realistically, if they've, you know, been out on the soccer field or they're out on the cross-country courts or something like that, we really try to hammer home getting some electrolytes back in the system, be it Nuun or be it Salt Stick. They both are really good options, light on the sugar, and really something that can be beneficial to kids as well as adults.
Absolutely.
So next thing we want to do is we want to put our expertise to the test and really see if we can tell the difference between the products. We've talked a lot about the consistency, the flavors, that sort of thing. So in here, we do actually have a bowl full of goos and honey stingers. And so what Mary and I are going to do is we're going to do a blind taste test to figure out if we know our products as well as we think we know our products. All right. So Mary, I'm gonna let you go first.
Okay.
Open this up. You're gonna reach in. You're gonna grab one, and then you're gonna tell us the brand and see if you can figure out the flavor. All right, you ready? Go ahead.
Okay, so I've got one here. This is pretty thick. This feels like a goo.
Okay. Now crack the top of it, and just take the whole thing.
Just one shot. I see how.
Just one whole.
Let's go.
Just let it go. What do you think? So you've
all right,
chosen goo. You think goo. What flavor?
The flavor is amazing. So I'm definitely gonna have to say this is a goo. Sorry, honey stinger, but goo definitely has you beat there. So I have actually not tried any goos before in my life, so I'm going to make a really wild claim here. This tastes like raspberry.
Okay. We'll wait till the end. You continue to ruminate on that.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna give this a good stir because I think what we want to do is show the camera that we've got all the different flavors in there. Okay. So then I'm gonna pick. Let's see. Let's go with this one. Okay. So I think I'm going to agree with Mary on the fact that I think this is a goo because I think it is a little bit on the thicker side. So then we're going to rip the top off. And I'm going to put this somewhere so I don't get it all sticky. And then that is goo, and that is the cola flavor because it tastes just like Coke.
Nice.
And
all right.
I know this because it's one of my favorites because in a lot of long races I drink Coke in the middle of the race, and I like the flavor of the Coke. So I'm going to go with 100%. This is a goo cola flavor.
Cola.
All right, we're ready. Let's take the blindfolds off.
It's a goo. Right. Yep. Raspberry lemonade. Look at us go.
There we go. All right, guys, this has been Fitness Tested. Thank you for watching. We love to do things like this. We want to give you the opportunity to see what we take and what can work for you. Again, come on into the store. We've got a lot of different varieties to choose from as far as goos, honey stingers, tailwind, Roctane, drink mixes, solid foods, that sort of thing. And try out some different options. Summer's coming, race season's coming. Try some different things, figure out what works for you. And this has been Fitness Tested.
Thanks for watching, and be sure to check in next time.